And so many of us here have relatives that fought in the Revolutionary War, but how many of you here, if you raise your hand, had a relative who signed the Declaration of Independence? I just see one person for some reason, and he is our speaker, ladies and gentlemen. Would you welcome John Glenn, President General of the descendants of the signers of the Declaration of Independence.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I brought some things I'd like to say this evening. Although I'm not the main speaker, I did want to cover a few points, just take a few minutes. Last year I read the list of the signers. This year I don't plan to do that, but we will have a test because I'm sure most of you remember their names. It is with great pleasure that I bring greetings from the descendants of the signers of the Declaration of Independence to the Tennessee Society of the Sons of the Revolution. First, I am a proud member of the Sons of the Revolution, both in Tennessee and Pennsylvania. And like you, I had soldier ancestors who fought bravely in the Revolution. And second, it is always an honor to remember my cousin, George Washington. We share a great-grandfather, the father of Yorktown, Captain Nicholas Marley. And cousin George took the surrender of Lord Cornwallis on our great-grandfather's farm. My signer of the Declaration is Judge Richard Stockton from New Jersey. The descendants of the signers of the Declaration of Independence was founded in 1907. It is open to both male and female descendants and is dedicated to perpetuate and honor the Declaration of Independence and the memory of those 56 extraordinary individuals. We meet 3 times each year, always on the 4th of July in Independence Hall. And working closely with the Sons of the Revolution in Pennsylvania, DSDI provides 8 junior descendants to tap the Liberty Bell to start the National Let Freedom Ring program, ringing bells across the nation and on board Navy and Coast Guard ships. Many Americans think of the Declaration of Independence as an old, faded document and probably only think of it on the 4th of July, if at all. But without that old, faded document, America's birth certificate, that started us on our road to independence, we would not have a Constitution, Bill of Rights, or an independent Supreme Court. And it is a living document used today around the world. And just think about the civil unrest that's happening in the Middle East today. In 1826, at the age of 83, nearly 50 years after he signed the Declaration of Independence, and only a few weeks before he died, Jefferson wrote a letter to John Adams, and in it he wrote, and I quote, "I will not die without a hope that light and liberty are on a steady advance, even if the clouds of barbarism and despotism should again obscure the science and liberties of Europe. This country remains to preserve and restore light and liberty to them. The flames kindled on the 4th of July, 1776, have spread over too much of the globe to be extinguished by the feeble engines of despotism. May the American example be to the world what I believe it to be, to some part sooner, to others later, but finally to all." The words and ideas of our Declaration of Independence are now found in 116 declaration documents of other countries. The words of our declaration were first used in Flanders in 1790. And in the 1836 Texas Declaration of Independence, which was signed by Tennessean Sam Houston. And in 1849, the Declaration of Sentiment by Elizabeth Stanton, proposing equal rights for women, was symbolically signed by 56 members attending the convention. It would take another 72 years to win that right to vote and to have equal rights. And in 1930, the Declaration of Indian Independence, we used those same words were used by Mahatma Gandhi. The words in the Declaration have been used by many presidents of the United States and even by the Pope during his last visit. In 1945, Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh proclaimed their independence in a document using words from our Declaration, and the listing of charges against the French was witnessed by American officials, including Lieutenant Commander Lyndon Baines Johnson. When I was a teenager, there were 50 independent countries in the world. In 2010, there are now 193 independent countries, and 151 are enjoying some measure of freedom. Quite a legacy for that old faded document and the 56 brave men that signed it. And so I want to bring greetings from those that pledged to each other their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor, and from those of us, their descendants. Thank you very much.